Hey, I hope you're doing well. Welcome to another episode of Saagnik Speaks. Here we discuss things we all felt, but somehow couldn't express. Myself Saagnik. We have all seen people in torment for taking a decision they didn't want to. We have heard, choose what you love, do what makes you feel good. And yet we tend to move on with somebody else's flow. Peer pressure is a very usual term that we all have been a victim of. We feel that peer pressure only applies to your career, academics, marriage, and basically to the huge decisions in your life. Listen closely. The hidden, unnoticed pressure chokes us in our daily life, in every little thing we do. Let me give you more context for a better understanding. Peer pressure seems like you're bound to do what the other person says. Yeah, but I want you to close your eyes and think really, really deeply. Have you been able to express yourself completely in your childhood? Were you able to speak independently, or you were just told to be shut? Chances are that you were silenced within a group for expressing or suggesting or persuading. This might happen within a friend's group, in a family gathering or other. There were times when we were exposed to a few limited options and were expected to choose one from them. Don't you think that was also an indirect peer pressure? Think about it. We all have friends, right? Well, I see kids nowadays vaping, smoking, drinking without even giving it a second thought. And I can guarantee it, if you ask one out, hey, why do you do this? There will be either of these two answers. They seem to be pretty cool, or my friends once suggested me taking a puff and now I'm enjoying it. I let you decide. What's this? Is this just a suggestion, or fun, or unintentional peer pressure? How many more do you want, my friend? You know what? We just randomly look around us rather than observing. And I would suggest you, of course, not pressurizing you, it's a completely free choice. Whenever you feel this, do it. Okay? Go out for a walk. Get out of your known surrounding and observe. And how you do that? Just add a why to the acts of people. Why do people do things? You won't get most of it. Okay, let's be realistic. You won't even receive the 80% of your answers. But that remaining 20% will be there with you. That will be inside in your head forever. Well, there are basically a handful of reasons behind peer pressure. Some are indirect, unintentional, and some we all know, right? We couldn't have helped it in any way. What I believe to be one of these is the desire to fit in. Maybe we desire to fit in the environment, a friend's group, of office culture, or anything. Well, it might be your parents wanting you to fit in a culture they believe to exist. And all the other reasons just revolve around this. Sometimes, a hidden fear of rejection or gaining social acceptance is also a reason, which again brings us down to the first point, fitting in. Well, a lack of structure at home or the absence of open-minded people in a family can also be the reason. Well, I ask you, why does a family act in this way? The desire to fit in the society? To grow their child? Or is it something else? Well, the other surprising thing I noticed in this generation is the hookup culture. Honestly, I don't connect well to this side. I see teenagers stressing about not having a relationship like it's a tag you need to have in your group. And due to this, they often rush into a relationship and then break up, mental breakdowns, depression, and well, you know. The burden of peer pressure that we carry doesn't always come from the huge decision in our life. It's often the small, little thing that compounds. Well, been much of portraying the negative side? Just like there is something good in the bad, peer pressure can sometimes be good. Just depends on the perspective. Such as encouraging healthy habits, promoting self-love and positive social interactions. Suppose a group supports you and motivates you to work hard. Of course, there is a difference between encouraging or pulling someone down. Like, if you work hard, you'll be financially free. Whereas, if you are not financially free, the society won't accept you. You won't have a status. These are the negative ones. And the positive peer pressure usually sounds like the previous one. I believe the more we let ourselves have a free choice, irrespective of having different views on something, it's still positive and it's alright. We don't need to force ourselves into something and seek validation from others, do we? Just imagine, if you fix yourself, your darkest traumas, your pain, your scars, how better you will be able to treat your child. What we have faced, why let our kids face the same thing again and again? And when we succeed in this, then you can say we are evolving. Well, lastly, I would love you to change your perspective, and there's nothing harm in it. Well, only if you wish to. This topic was requested by one of my followers. Actually, I was asked to make a dedicated episode on peer pressure, and I tried my best to hold up a different perspective. If you guys want me to make a dedicated episode on something, make sure to DM me on Instagram @Saagnik, I_am_Saagnik, or on Facebook it's @Saagnik Sarkar. So yeah, that was all about today's topic, and I promise to meet you again here, something common that we all felt. Not all things needs to be different, right? Myself Saagnik, signing off.